Okay, well, Happy New Year, everybody. Happy 2022. It is Tuesday, January 4th. And I thought that I would just kind of start off the year talking about just some things, answering some questions about what people have been having about the housing market compared to the last 2 years. The inventory shortage, interest rates, competition, things like that. But we're going to just make it simple and just talk about what I see, what I understand is going to happen in the year 2022, especially if you're looking to buy and to sell. Well, we just wrapped up another crazy year in real estate. There's one big question on everyone's mind right now. Will the 2022 housing market continue to follow the same trajectory, or are we facing a possible downturn? Well, in today's market, the most powerful tool you have to beat your competition is knowledge from your local expert. For me, that's my job. So let's take a deep dive into what leading real estate experts are projecting for 2022. Let me show you what I'm seeing and understanding so now you can have the confidence that you need to go out there and let 2022 be your year for selling or buying. You know, the past 2 years have been full of exciting and record-breaking moments. It's also seen its fair share of buyer fatigue and hesitancy and confusion. But here's what industry experts are saying about what they anticipate for the 2022 housing market. First of all, let's start with home prices. Will home prices go up or will they go down? Well, in the past 12 months, home price appreciation has been the topic of many headlines, and not always in a good way. Speculation that we're in another housing bubble has kept many buyers and sellers hesitant that we're headed for another crash. So what does the future hold for home prices? Well, it's important to remember that the 2021 market was anything but normal, and that escalating home values were a direct result of record low inventory. However, experts project that the inventory situation should improve this year and a slowing of price appreciation as well. But will home prices depreciate overall in 2022, 2023, or further on? Who knows? Well, over 100 industry experts, they don't think so. And from what I've seen right here in Denver, we're not going for a slowdown or even a depreciation anytime soon. It's going to take something global and catastrophic that will make everybody stop wanting to buy, with other factors as well. Interest rates are being a huge part of that, but we'll get to that in a minute. You know, instead, they're projecting a more modest appreciation, again, from coast to coast of around 5% in the next 12 months. Compared to the nearly 20% rise on average we saw in 2021. Now, here in the Denver metro area, I can almost guarantee we're going to definitely see double digits again. Just how high double digits, that's something to wait and find out. But I would say definitely we're going to see another 10 to 12% appreciation year, kind of similar to what we were in 2016 and 2017. So let's get to that mortgage part, right? What's going to happen with rates? You know, in case you didn't know, this past year saw the lowest mortgage rates in the history of real estate. Heck, I was even able to refinance for under 3%. I think we got 2.5, 2.6, and I have helped other buyers get even lower than that. Even some of my VA buyers they were under contract and the 1%. That's crazy. What's important to remember is that while home loans are not as low now as they were a year ago, they are still low enough, helping make homes extremely affordable. Now, if we look at a 30-year mortgage rate chronicled by Freddie Mac, we can see the average rates decade by decade. For example, 1970s, average rate was 8.86. That's where my parents were on their first home. Now, in the 1980s, average rates were 12.7. That's probably where my parents were when we moved from Illinois to Oklahoma and they bought their home there. In the 1990s, interest rates were at 8.12% on average. That's about right for my first home. 2000s, 6.2%. Moved to Colorado in 2006. I don't want to say that sounds about right. Actually, I think our mortgage was probably more in the sevens, but yeah, that's about average than 6.2 for the 2000s. And then for the last 10 years, the average mortgage rate, especially because the last few years, have been 4.09%. While experts don't project that mortgage rates will rise a large amount, any increase would mean an increase in monthly mortgage payments. Just a couple of decimal points may not seem like a lot to most people, but it could make or break someone's budget. If you have plans to buy, don't play the waiting game. A rise in mortgage rates coupled with continued home price appreciation only means one thing. You're going to pay more for the same house the longer you wait. Another question I hear is, will the housing inventory rise in 2022? Well, short answer, yes. Why and how? There are several factors that kind of play into that. Inventory, without a doubt, is always the biggest player in anything that we do with the real estate market. Supply, demand, all that fun stuff you learned in economics. The good news is there are many factors that lead our industry experts to anticipate a rise in homes for sale. If homeowners planning to enter the market, a lot of them have already listed this winter. A high percent have, or they're planning on it. 93% have already taken steps towards listing their home by working with an agent. I'm meeting with somebody later this week who they plan to list their home this year, and our goal is to figure out when would be the best time for them to list this year based on what they're trying to do. I'll give you a hint. The sooner the better, especially if you're looking to buy also. 36% of people looking to sell have researched the value of their home and others in their neighborhood. That's a lot. If you take the year and split it up into a quarter, you've got half of those looking to list are already starting to do so and get ready to do so now. The other big factor playing into possible rise in inventory is the large amount of equity accumulated nationwide in 2021. Okay, according to experts, homeowners gained an average of $56,000 in equity in the past 12 months. This is a big incentive for sellers to list now, this winter, and the next few coming months. 50%, all you had to do was own a home, and you made $50,000 last year. Let that sink in. What other account did you have money in that made you $50,000 over the last 12 months? And for some of us in the Denver area, it made more than that. I know a lot of neighborhoods, our average market price has gone up, so where you might have made $70,000 to $100,000 in equity just by owning that home. What do you do with all that equity? If you don't want to refinance, now could be time to sell and make plans to take that equity and help you move somewhere else where the cost of living may better fit your needs. While more inventory may take a bit of edge off today's competitive market, there are still plenty of buyers, meaning pricing right will gain you the most money in this market. So what does that mean for buyers and sellers together in 2022? There's still a lot of motivation for buyers and sellers in the market, and that's not expected to change in the coming months. Even with experts projecting a rise in inventory and mortgage rates remaining relatively low, both sides of the real estate transaction stand to benefit from making a move this year. While today's market might not be as crazy as it was a year ago, it's still strong. Waiting until next year could mean losing out on a less competitive market and better affordability. The two biggest factors positively impacting buyers and sellers today: inventory, competitiveness in the market. Bottom line, if we've learned anything in the past couple of years, it's that while we can project the future, we can't predict it. While industry experts don't expect 2022 housing market to be as crazy as the last 2 years, it is important to stay on top of the latest insights because there are so many factors that can alter the course of the industry. So let me leave you with this. Are you thinking about selling or buying this year? Text me. Call me, 720-985-8975. Let's work on your winning strategy today and let you be successful 2022. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. I'll see you. I don't remember if I do this again every Tuesday or in a couple Tuesdays, but I'll see you when I see you. And I wore a different shirt today.